After the Patriots' first full on-field practice with coaches, Bill Belichick liked what he saw from Cam Newton. Belichick said, quote, "Cam's a hardworking kid. He really is." Belichick also said all his quarterbacks have been locked in and focused so far. So, Skip, I want to start with you. What do you make of Belichick calling Cam a hardworking kid?
A kid?
Yeah.
Cam Newton, a kid? Are you kidding me? I got to tell you, I found this somewhat disrespectful on the part of Coach Belichick. I found this quote to have a little bit of a mixed message, sort of good news, bad news. Mm-hmm. He's hardworking, which he is and always has been, but he's still a kid to Belichick. And I want to remind everybody that Cam Newton is 31 years of age. Mm-hmm. And 5 years ago, he was the MVP of this league and carried a team pretty much on his back to the Super Bowl.
15-1.
Yeah, that'll work. And he has made 3 Pro Bowls, and he didn't win the Super Bowl, but you got to give him credit for at least having played in a Super Bowl.
Right.
So I call that a made man at quarterback, where you took a team to the Super Bowl and you were the MVP. Mm-hmm. I want to remind everybody that Bill Belichick always looks before he leaps when speaking to the media. Mm-hmm. Everything is premeditated, carefully plotted out. He does not blurt when talking to the media off the top of his head. Everything has a plan to it and often a message to it. So I believe that Bill Belichick was saying, this is my 2 cents from a distance, but carefully watched him below these many years. Mm-hmm. I think he's calling Cam a kid because he still sees a lot of kid, or at least what Belichick considers a kid in the football context. I believe that you know how Cam is, he's going to cut up in practice. He's going to have fun because he has fun playing football. And I think a lot of the rest of his teammates start to have fun too.
Right.
Obviously, there's the occasional wild attire. There are the occasional wild hairstyles. There are the occasional sort of strange and sometimes controversial social media posts, all of which run counter to the Patriot way. So I think the message being sent, calling him a kid, is, hey, here you need to grow up. If you want to be my quarterback, you need to cut out some of the kid stuff. You need to mature into what I consider, what I view a mature veteran quarterback. He is a veteran. He's 31 years of age, but he hasn't done it yet for Belichick. I just believe that after Tom Brady turned 30 and had won some Super Bowls, I don't think Belichick ever referred to Tom as a kid after 30.
Right.
So to me, the message was, okay, you're here, you're playing for me, you need to show me that you'll grow into what I consider a veteran NFL quarterback.
Well, Skip, for me, I didn't read nearly that into it. I mean, there are a lot of coaches that call the kid works hard. The kid comes to work every single day and he puts everything. Because I've heard a lot of coaches refer to their players as kids. And normally, I agree with you. Yeah. Normally, it's younger players. I took a little bit of umbrage with what he said, hardworking. Like Cam is coming with a tag of being lazy.
You looked at it the other way around.
Yeah, I looked at it him being lazy. And that was the notion.
No, I never got that.
Yeah, exactly. So why would you say the guy's hard like Cam isn't hardworking?
Oh,
but
maybe.
See, because Skip, that's the misconception. Like, well, we don't, Coach Belichick, we don't know how Coach Belichick and Cam is going to mesh. Like Cam was ever a problem in the locker room. And all those years, Cam spent 9 years in Carolina. We never heard that Cam was a problem in the locker room, that Cam was uncoachable.
Or off the field.
Or off the field. Mm-hmm. So the notion that he was going to come there and he might be a problem for Coach Belichick, why would someone assume that? You assume because of Cam's outgoing personality, where if he has an outgoing personality, he has to be a butt in the locker room. But it was the furthest thing.
I never even saw an anonymous quote that said he was lazy.
Exactly.
I mean, that's like a racist label.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, that was the only thing. But I don't really think Coach Belichick is meaning anything by it. Coach Belichick is almost 70. And although Cam is 31, he's still substantially older than Cam Newton. But like I said, Skip, and normally you're right. Normally that's a tag that coaches give younger players, first, second-year players, guys that come in and like, man, look here, the kid works hard. The kid has a nose for the football. The kid just make plays. So it's normally not something that you see a veteran player and a veteran coach tag a veteran player with, calling him a kid. But I don't really think Coach Belichick meant anything about it. I think Cam Newton understood from the moment he had the conversation with Coach Belichick the moment he had the conversation with Josh McDaniels, Mr. Kraft, that he knows nothing will get handed to you in New England.
No.
Everything is a fight. You fight for your position. There are no handouts here. So in other words, whatever you get here, you have earned it. And that means you've earned it for that week, Skip. It's not etched in stone that if you earn it 1 week, you get to keep it for the entirety of the season. That's not how Coach Belichick operates. And I think Cam understands that. For me, this label that hardworking, because I think some people think that Cam, because of the way the clothes that he wears and the persona that he projects, that Cam is just, he's just talented. You know what I'm saying? Well, Cam is just talented. You see how they do that, Skip? See, that's what they do. See, you notice Christian McCaffrey. What they say about Christian McCaffrey? He's hardworking. He's so cerebral. Mm-hmm. But Zeke Elliott is immensely talented. Like, Zeke doesn't work hard. You see, Peyton Manning, he's a student of the game. Tom Brady's a student of the game. We don't hear that about no Lamar Jackson, not a student of the game. Cam Newton, it's like they're just talented. Like black athletes, Skip, they're just talented. Yep. They don't work hard. They don't approach the game in the same capacity. So sometimes I'm like, you have to be careful because people look at that like, hold on. Are you saying Cam's just talent, huh? He got that far with just talent. He didn't work hard. Where other guys work hard. So you just have to be mindful of how it. Now, I don't know how Cam took it. I don't know how, like I said, I know his dad. His dad went to Savannah State. He's a couple years older than me. So you just have to be careful when you say things because they're undertones, especially in the climate that we're in today, Skip.
I hear you. Yet I'm still stunned that people continue to make the case that Jared Stidham is going to beat him out and be the starting quarterback. Your man, Charlie Casserly, you've known him for a long time.
I worked with him. Yep.
He was making the case yesterday it could be Jared Stidham because in the preseason games last year, he had flashes of brilliance. Right?
So basically, Skip, you're going to have to evaluate this in practice because there will be no preseason games. It's not like, okay, Cam, Stidham's going to start week 1. You're going to start week 2 in the preseason. Then we'll determine who's going to be the third preseason because normally the third preseason game is a determining factor because normally your starters play to the half or maybe into the third quarter. But there's not going to be any of that. So we're basically going to have to find out who's going to be our opening day starter, Skip, in practice. We're not going to see anything in preseason games.
Okay. Once the real games start, it is laughable to me to believe that man wouldn't have a better shot at filling those shoes than Jared Stidham.
Yes.
I would pity Jared Stidham if you threw him out cold into game number 1, replacing the GOAT.
Yes.
Maybe Belichick wants that to happen because he would be the new diamond in the rough I discovered in the 4th round. He'll be my new Brady project, right?
True. Yep. But he also said, I took Cam Newton off the scrap heap. Nobody else wanted him. Look when I signed him. I signed him, late June, July? And look what I got. Because Coach Belichick, he likes what he would consider a reclamation project.
Yeah.
If you look at a lot of the guys that he's taken, Skip, they didn't do well at the place. Kyle Van Noy got paid. But Kyle Van Noy got drafted by Detroit. Coach Belichick took him off, and boom. He did the same thing with Jamie Collins. Jamie Collins got big money from Cleveland. Couldn't do it. He comes back here, gets big money to go somewhere else. So Coach Belichick, he considered himself a mechanic that can take a car that about, man, this thing won't even run. And next thing you know, Coach Belichick has it firing and going down the road.
Okay. All I know for sure is that man wearing that number 1 jersey, if you throw him into game number 1 in place of the GOAT, he will not flinch.
No.
Trust me, he will not flinch.
Because even if he don't make it with throwing the ball, he going to get out of harm's way with them legs. He still can run.
Yeah. But it would not be too big for him.
No.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.